So, for the last couple of days, I've been watching the news absolutely transfixed to the events coming out of Iran, which are very compelling. The use of Twitter, in particular, and following it. I mean, this is going to be an event that people will talk about Twitter coming of age for many years to come, much like Internet Relay Chat came of age in the Gulf War in the early 1990s. Um, I find it troubling. The thing is that when I look at how an election is done in Iran and compare it to how an election is done here, for example, in California, we just had an election which had a ballot initiative, a constitutional amendment that defined marriage as being between a man and a woman, effectively outlawing gay marriage, is known basically as Proposition 8. And I was against it, and I voted against it, and it passed, and I was upset. But one thing I never did, and nobody ever did, was question the validity of the outcome of the votes, the vote count. We have faith in that. We have faith that people are counting the vote correctly and reporting something that actually represents the collective will of the people, at least as expressed through their vote. In Iran, that clearly was not the case. You know, when you look at the fact that they reported the vote from 39 million ballots and had to count them by hand in less than 24 hours. To put that in perspective, that would take 1,000 vote counters counting one vote every 2 seconds for 24 hours straight, no breaks for sleeping, eating, or taking care of other needs. In other words, no, didn't happen. That couldn't have happened. There's no way. So the thing is that when push comes to shove, it's not about whether Ahmadinejad wins or Mousavi is declared the winner or somebody else. That's really an issue for the Iranians to decide for themselves, and I believe that they have a right to pursue an identity and determine the path of their own destiny through their own elections. It's not my place to tell them. I may have an opinion, but my opinion's irrelevant. Um, so the thing is, if I look at this and I say my opinion is irrelevant, why do I care? It can't possibly have any effect on me. And yet, when I look at Prop 8, you know, I'm not gay, I'm not married, I don't plan on ever being gay or married. So why do I care? When I search my feelings, I find that I do care, because in this country, I don't want our society to be one that would take rights away from other people based on bigotry or hatred or ignorance. I think that would be bad. I think that that would be a bad direction for our society to take. Um, when you look at Iran, they're not even in a position where they can ask those questions, because they're not even in a position where they can trust the outcome of the election to be a fair representation of the will of the people. And so I look at that and I say, there, but for the grace of God, go we. No, really, go we. Wee! It's fun. But I digress. The thing is that in the spirit of Dumbledore's army, I look at the situation and I ask the question, what would Dumbledore do? And the answer is, I don't know what Dumbledore would do. But I'm pretty sure he wouldn't do nothing. And so, well, what I do is very little. I choose to do something. And I hope everyone else does as well.